Energy is expansive and subject to rotating forces. Rotating forces cause twist, which creates an expansive force, equals gravity. Imagine a sphere of energy, of expanding light in your mind, and it has you can see it has a limit, so you can observe the outside surface of that expanding sphere of light. The motion of light is that the surface turns inside out. So in order for a light to increase in size, the surface turns inside out. That's the limit of the speed of light. It's how fast the surface can turn inside out. You find that there's a limit as we measure it, and the limit is the matter that is also going through this rotational speed. And it is the matter that limits how fast the surface can turn inside out. If the light was pure light, light has no mass, it has no limit on that expansion, because the surface can continually just turn inside out and grow. As it turns inside out, there's more space. That space is filled with light, and so the surface is complete and it can turn inside out again. When matter is brought into the equation, so in this turning inside out, friction is created against other particles of light. As each sphere, if you imagine the surface as infinite number of spheres of light, each of those spheres must turn inside out, upside down, in order for the inside surface to be on the outside again. When it does that, the outside area is greater than the inside area. So that the transition between the two is a blur. There is no distinct divide between inside and outside, but there is a difference. The inside surface area of a sphere must be less than the surface area of the outside. If matter is introduced into that system as a particle, when it was on the inside, it would be subjective to forces that would turn it to the outside, turn it inside out. But it can't turn inside out because it's made of matter. It's not that fast. So it just is subject to that energy that is on the outside. Because the forces on the outside will be contractive. Remember, we're setting a limit on the speed of this expansion. And so there is a resistance to the expansion, and that's contraction. So if there are any particles that are now subject to this contractive force, they will be pulled together. If they are pulled together, the shape that the pieces of matter, as they join together, will be a sphere. In that sphere, infinite onion layers of spheres of force, of twisting, expanding light are created. And within that layer, that blur between inside and outside creates effects. One, it creates gravity, so that the matter on the outside of a sphere is attracted to itself, is attracted to other matter. And that attraction to other matter creates the sphere of contraction. And so now we can see, so that the speed of light that we saw at the beginning of an expanding sphere is limited by the size of the matter that creates the expansive force at the center. The light pushes off from this matter in order for it to be accelerating in the first place. So we exist on both the outside and the inside in terms of the energy, and in terms of the matter, we exist on the outside of a sphere. And so the solar system that we see is the center of the universe. The sun is the center of the universe. But the center of the solar system is actually us. We are a pendulum arm from the sun, us and the moon. So the sun goes around us. All the planets go around, all the planet, everything else goes around the sun. But the sun goes around us. And there is a centroid of bending between us and the moon. The image that we see is the collapsed light. In the duration of a moment, tiny, at nuclear scale, is dampened through these infinite layers of forces until we see the outside of the sphere in its contracted state. So for most of the duration of its life, the universe looks like an expanding ball of light if we could stand on the outside of it. But for one beat within the moment of duration, there is a moment of darkness as the bubble bursts into a shape. It collapses towards the forces at the equator, which is why everything's on a flat plane. It's the collapsing light. But at the moment of collapse, it's sustained by the momentum of matter here at the center of the universe, us. Dr. Victor Lewe, 1915, extension of Reynolds B. Inch. Gravity. It's ours. Ours to control. Follow the Rebel King.